You know that feeling when the wind changes and everyone looks up, sensing something big is about to happen? That's exactly what happened in Cleveland the second Shedeur Sanders dropped that clip. It was just one training session, one insane throw. But in a city starved for quarterback magic, it felt like the earth cracked open. He's back. Not just physically, mentally, emotionally. Swagger fully reloaded. And that throw? It wasn't just good, it was surgical.
If you're into the real story and all the messy twists they don't show on highlight reels, go ahead and subscribe. And if you're sticking around to see how this Browns QB chaos plays out, you should definitely be subscribed.
A 40-yard rope from the far hash to the back corner of the end zone, split between two defenders, dropped in stride like it had a magnet on it. It didn't just make highlight reels, it broke the Browns' internet. By the time lunch rolled around, ESPN was already running it on loop. NFL analysts were hitting Twitter with wide eyes and raised eyebrows. Mark Schlereth called it a top-tier NFL-level throw. Ryan Clark? He went full "I told y'all" mode, practically pleading with Cleveland's coaching staff through the camera lens. Because this wasn't just a moment. It was a message. Shedeur Sanders is not just a rookie. He's the moment. And the crazy part? He did all this coming off an oblique strain. Most young quarterbacks would be taking it slow, easing back in. Not Shedeur. He came out with a fire in his eyes, like someone who's been watching from the sideline and is done waiting for permission. But here's where it gets complicated. While fans were throwing their phones in the air and receivers were dapping him up on the sideline, Kevin Stefanski, still playing it safe, still talking about not rushing the process, still throwing out coach speak like, "We're evaluating all our options." It's maddening, because let's be honest, there's not much left to evaluate. Joe Flacco is the known quantity. You know what you're getting: experience, composure, and maybe a few decent weeks. But he's not changing your season. He's not igniting a fan base. And he's definitely not dropping training camp bombs like Shedeur just did. Dillon Gabriel? Still green. Still figuring it out. He's shown flashes, but no consistency. And then there's Shedeur. The kid moves like a veteran, throws like a sniper, and carries himself like he's been here 5 years already. And that clip? That's just the start. Multiple insiders say Shedeur's been stacking up these kinds of throws all week. Tight window lasers, rollout dimes, back shoulder beauties. Quietly, relentlessly, he's pressuring the staff to notice. And how do you ignore it now? But you know what this is really about? Control. The Browns have been burned before. Quarterback after quarterback. Draft pick after draft pick. So Stefanski and company are terrified of making the wrong move, of giving the job to the shiny rookie and watching it blow up in their face. But here's the thing no one in that building seems to want to admit. Playing it safe is the riskiest move they can make. Because the longer they stick with reliable Flacco, the louder the fans will get. The more the locker room will lean toward Shedeur. And the more they'll look like they're out of touch with the momentum screaming in front of their face. And yeah, Shedeur's not perfect. He's young. He'll make mistakes. But so what? That's how you build the future. This isn't about protecting him anymore. It's about unleashing him. Even his teammates are starting to shift. At first, it was cautious respect. Now, it's full-on belief. You see guys running extra reps with him, staying late, talking shop between drills. Because they know. When a quarterback like Shedeur walks into a huddle and calls a play, there's no hesitation. No nerves. Just trust. He's already earned the room. Now, he just needs the job. Let's talk about this upcoming preseason finale, because this is where the Browns' quarterback debate goes from speculation to showdown. Stefanski's confirmed Shedeur will get playing time, but he's still dancing around whether it'll be meaningful snaps or just another get-him-comfortable appearance. That's not going to fly, because fans don't want comfort. They want clarity. And clarity looks like this. Put Shedeur in with the ones. Give him a real drive. Let him face a real defense, not just third stringers, and watch what happens. If he shines, you've got your guy. If he struggles, fine. You've got film. You've got data. But don't bury him behind Flacco and call it development. That's cowardice dressed as strategy. Let's not pretend this is normal, either. Most rookie quarterbacks don't walk into the NFL with this much buzz, this much media pressure, and this much cultural weight on their shoulders. Shedeur's not just an athlete, he's a movement. From his time at Colorado to his pre-draft nil empire, he's been rewriting the rulebook. And the NFL, frankly, hasn't caught up yet. They're used to shaping players, not having players shape the league. But Shedeur? He doesn't wait for approval. He sets the tone. And that throw? That insane, highlight clipping, social media breaking throw? That was the exclamation point. So now what? Now Stefanski has a decision to make. Not just as a coach, as a leader. Does he cling to caution? Or does he listen to what the field is screaming at him? Does he trot out Flacco in week 1 and hope for a miracle? Or does he lean into the future, light the fuse, and let Shedeur lead? Because that throw? That wasn't just a highlight. That was a warning shot. And the longer the Browns pretend they didn't hear it, the more they risk missing their moment again. Comment below. Was that throw-proof Shedeur should be the Browns starter? Or should Stefanski keep playing it safe with Flacco? And if you want to see how this saga unfolds, hit that subscribe. Because the revolution has a quarterback. And his name is Shedeur Sanders. You'd think by now the Browns would have learned. Learned what happens when you ignore the moment. When you pass on a quarterback who isn't just NFL ready, but NFL redefining. When you take potential lightning in a bottle and try to wrap it in bubble wrap instead of letting it light up the sky. But here we are, watching Shedeur Sanders make history in practice, while the coaching staff debates whether he's ready for a few more preseason reps. You've got to be kidding. Let's be real. There are quarterbacks in this league who would need an entire month of gameplay to put together the kind of real Shedeur crafted in a Tuesday morning walkthrough. He didn't just make the throw of the day. He took the breath out of the facility. He froze defenders in real time. He sent every Browns fan sprinting to social media screaming, "Play him now." And yet, Stefanski's still stuck on neutral, still giving us the "we'll evaluate after the final preseason game" line, still acting like Shedeur hasn't thrown the single most NFL-ready pass in camp. Let me remind you what we're dealing with. Flacco, dependable but slow, staring down his receivers like the world's most polite interception machine. Dillon Gabriel, decent mechanics, bad timing, lots of question marks. Shedeur Sanders, one-man hype storm, precision passer, natural leader, walking billboard, and a guy who just casually went viral again without even trying. It's not a competition. It's a coronation. And the only people who haven't RSVP'd yet? The coaching staff. Now let's zoom out. What we're watching isn't just a quarterback controversy. It's a cultural tug-of-war between the old NFL and the new era of players. The old era says, wait your turn. Don't rock the boat. Respect the system. The new era? It says, make your own lane. Earn your name, then use it. Start now. And Shedeur? He's the face of it. Not just because of his name. Not just because of his nil deals or his media savvy. But because when the lights hit, he shows up. That's what separates players from franchise cornerstones. Now fans are catching on. Fast. Every practice clip that leaks. Every analyst segment. Every slow-motion spiral Shedeur drops into a receiver's chest. It all adds up to the same question. What are we waiting for? Why are we pretending this is still open competition, when one guy's already doing things the others can't even attempt? And more importantly, why are we so scared to start the future? The NFL's best franchises don't hesitate when they know. The Chiefs didn't hesitate when Mahomes started shining behind Alex Smith. The Texans didn't wait with C.J. Stroud. The Eagles pulled the plug fast when Hurts was clearly the guy. The Browns? They're walking the line, hoping to buy themselves time while the answer stares them in the face. But here's the brutal truth. You don't win in this league by playing defense with your own roster. You win by trusting your eyes. You win by recognizing that when a player makes the building buzz every time he touches the ball, that's your quarterback. And right now, There is no one in Cleveland generating that buzz like Shedeur. And that final preseason game? It might as well be a pressure cooker. Because you know what's coming. Flacco will get his reps. Gabriel will get some cleanup duty. But when Shedeur steps in, every eye in the stadium, every fan watching at home, every scout scribbling notes, they'll be looking for one thing. Validation. Validation that the clips weren't a fluke. That the throws weren't lucky. That the movement in the pocket wasn't just muscle memory from college. And if he shows out, if he puts together even one drive that mirrors what we've seen in practice, that's it. The choice will be made for Stefanski. The media will turn. The fans will roar. The team will start to lean in. And that locker room? They'll know who their guy is. You can't coach around momentum. You can't PR spin your way through electricity. When the game starts slowing down for a rookie, when his feet stay quiet, his reads stay sharp, and the ball leaves his hand like a bullet wrapped in silk, you either roll with him, or you risk losing everything. So what's Stefanski going to do? He's got two paths. Option 1, start Shedeur. Ride the lightning. Accept the growing pains. Watch a rookie turn into a leader before your eyes. Option 2, stick with Flacco. Pray for efficiency. Hope the team can scrape wins while the fanbase grows more bitter by the week. It's a career-defining moment. And the ironic part? The safe choice isn't really safe at all. Because Shedeur isn't going away. Every practice, every throw, every moment he commands attention like a 10-year vet. That's another nail in the coffin for the idea that this is just development. He's ready now. And every snap he doesn't play, that's time and opportunity you can't get back. So let's end with this. The Browns have a shot at something rare. A rookie quarterback with the tools, the poise, the mindset, and the it factor. A guy who doesn't just fit in. He shifts the culture. But they've got to stop treating him like a project and start treating him like the present. Because make no mistake, if they don't, somebody else will. And Cleveland? They'll be left watching clips of Shedeur doing this for another team, while wondering how they ever let it slip away. The buzz in Cleveland isn't just growing, it's roaring. You can hear it in every sports bar, read it in every comment section, and feel it pulsing through every practice clip. Start Shedeur now. And it's not just hype anymore. It's logic. It's football. It's undeniable momentum. Because let's be honest, there's only so long you can watch Shedeur Sanders throw NFL-level bullets, rally the second-string offense like they're Super Bowl contenders, and maintain absolute poise in media chaos before you realize this guy isn't learning the league. He's already running it. Let's rewind for a second. Back when Shedeur arrived at training camp, there were questions. Was the flash from Colorado going to translate to the NFL? Was he going to be all social media and swagger? Would he fold under real NFL pressure? Turns out, he folded nothing. Instead, he's been ironing out the entire Browns QB room, making Joe Flacco look like a relic from a slower, flatter era and leaving Dylan Gabriel in still developing territory. And remember, Shedeur wasn't even supposed to be healthy enough to throw yet. That oblique strain had the staff whispering, "Take it easy," and fans fearing a setback. But then he stepped on that practice field and threw a ball so precise, so outrageous, so chef's kiss ridiculous that everyone from the trainers to the towel boys had the same reaction. Oh, he's him. Now here's where the pressure really starts to boil. Because up until now, the Browns have had cover. He's young. He's coming off injury. Flacco has experience. Not anymore. Not after that highlight bomb in training. Not after 2 straight practices where Shedeur completed 18 of 20 in team drills. Not after teammates literally walked away from Flacco huddles to run extra reps with Shedeur during water breaks. This isn't about potential anymore. It's about presence. And Shedeur Sanders has more presence than half the starting quarterbacks in the league right now. So what's Stefanski going to do? Right now, he's hiding behind veteran logic. Flacco knows the system. We need stability. Let the rookie learn. Translation, we're scared. Scared to hand over the offense to a 22-year-old who looks like he was born for this moment. But here's what the cautious approach never considers. What if he's ready? What if he's the spark? What if this is the window, and you're watching it pass by because you were too afraid to trust what's right in front of you? The Browns haven't had a quarterback who made people feel like this since ever. You start Flacco, and maybe he holds down the fort. Maybe. But you start Shedeur? You raise the ceiling. You ignite the fan base. You give this team a soul. And the fans? Oh, they're past polite. You think Cleveland's going to sit quietly if Shedeur gets buried on the depth chart again? They're already organizing chants. Already switching their Twitter bios to free Shedeur. Already booking tickets just to boo if Flacco throws a single interception in Week 1. Cleveland has waited too long for a quarterback with this kind of juice to play the nice, quiet development game. They want fireworks. They want fire. They want number 5 under center. Let's talk locker room. It's split, not toxic, but tilted. The vets respect Flacco. He's been around. He's professional. He's dad energy. But the energy? It's behind Shedeur. Receivers love him because he throws catchable balls. Linebackers respect him because he outworks everyone. Young guys rally to him because he gets their world. Nil branding, new school swagger. But he backs it up with prep and poise. He walks in the building like he's already the starter. And no one's laughing. They're listening. Because when you combine confidence with competence, that's leadership. And Shedeur's got both in dangerous doses. Now here's the real kicker. If Stefanski plays it safe, goes with Flacco, and they start the season slow, he won't just lose games. He'll lose the locker room. He'll lose the fan base. He'll lose the city. Because every missed throw by Flacco, every third down stall, every red zone field goal, all of it will echo the same question. Why isn't Shedeur out there? And once that question starts, you don't stop it. You either ride the wave or drown in it. And what about Dillon Gabriel? He's got potential. Sure. But he's not threatening Flacco's job or Shedeur's trajectory. He's quietly becoming QB3, and maybe that's okay. Every team needs a project. But Shedeur? Shedeur is a movement. You can't treat a movement like a backup plan. So here's the reality. The Browns are standing at a crossroads. One path leads to safe decisions, veteran starts, and hoping for 9-8. Hoping Flacco doesn't fall apart by Week 6. Hoping fans don't revolt. The other path? Start Shedeur. Take the lumps. Take the noise. Take the chaos. And in return, you might just unlock a franchise quarterback in real time. Not next year. Now. So Stefanski, if you're reading this, don't blink. Don't hedge. Don't reevaluate after Week 3. Give the kid the ball. Give Cleveland a reason to believe again. Because the time for patience is over. It's Shedeur time. The clock is ticking in Cleveland. And not just in a literal. Preseason's almost over sense. No, this is deeper. The Browns are standing on the edge of something rare. A shot at rewriting the franchise's identity, once and for all. A shot at turning chaos into clarity. At turning 30 years of quarterback turmoil into one clear answer. And that answer is wearing number 5. Shedeur Sanders. You don't need a scouting degree to see it. You don't need film breakdowns, QB metrics, or press conference politeness. Just watch the way the team responds when he takes the field. It's subtle but real. The cadence sharpens. The huddle tightens. The receivers lean in. And more importantly, he looks like he's been there before. Because let's be real, this isn't your average rookie trying to make the team. Shedeur walks like the starter. He talks like the starter. And if we're being completely honest, he plays like the starter. So what is holding this team back? Fear. Not fear of Shedeur failing. Fear of what it means to hand him the keys. Because if Stefanski says, you're the guy, that changes everything. No more hiding behind Flacco's experience. No more learning years. No more excuses. It becomes his team. And that means accountability, for better or worse. But here's the thing. Great quarterbacks want that weight. They crave it. And if Shedeur's done anything this preseason, it's show that he can carry it. All of it. The spotlight. The fan pressure. The media circus. The expectations. He's not shrinking under it. He's thriving in it. Let's talk about that viral clip again. You know the one. The one where Shedeur rolled out to his left, flipped his hips mid-stride, and threw a rope across the field into a window, so tight it had to be custom-made. That throw wasn't just a highlight. It was a thesis statement. A moment where Shedeur told the league, "I'm not waiting my turn. I am the turn." And you could feel the ripple. Former players were tweeting. Journalists were scrambling. Browns fans were booking their hot takes into next week. Even Joe Flacco had to nod and whisper something under his breath like, "Damn, that was nice." Because the truth? Everyone sees it now. And it's not just about arm talent, either. Shedeur's awareness, his presence, the way he reads defenses and manipulates safeties like a seasoned pro, it's scary. The way he bounces back from a missed read without sulking. The way he adjusts at the line without needing to be told. The way he asks for extra reps after practice while the others hit the showers? That's leadership. That's the DNA of someone who isn't just trying to be great. He expects to be. And the team is starting to believe it too. Meanwhile, let's be honest, Joe Flacco isn't doing anything wrong. But he's not doing anything right enough either. He's a placeholder, a bridge, a familiar face in an unfamiliar locker room. But when you've got Shedeur Sanders exploding in front of you, what are you holding that bridge up for? Why stall when the future's already here? Every game you play without Shedeur starting is a missed opportunity to build something sustainable. You want to win this year? Start Shedeur. You want to develop long-term? Start Shedeur. You want to sell jerseys, pack the stadium, and give Cleveland a reason to scream something other than pain for once? Start Shedeur. Even Dylan Gabriel, who's had moments, can't touch what Shedeur's doing. Gabriel's got some zip, sure. He's got mobility, some college flair. But the polish? The poise? The vision? Not there yet. And that's fine. He's got time. But Shedeur? He's not asking for time. He's demanding a shot. And every day Stefanski holds back, he's sending a message, not just to Shedeur, but to the entire locker room, that politics are more important than performance. You think that doesn't erode trust? Players know. They always know. They know who the alpha is. They know who makes the offense hum. And right now, they're watching Shedeur make magic happen in practice, while Flacco plays textbook football out of a dusty old binder. The final preseason game is coming up, and let's be honest, it's the trial. Not just for Shedeur, for Stefanski. Because the fans are watching. The media is watching. The front office? Absolutely watching. If Shedeur gets real reps, starter reps, and lights it up, there's no turning back. You can't go back to playing it safe. You can't bench the future once it's clearly the present. You have to ride with him. And if Stefanski doesn't give him that chance, he's not just risking games. He's risking credibility. Because Shedeur's talent isn't a secret anymore. It's a spectacle. It's viral. It's loud. And the longer they sit on him, the louder the noise gets. Cleveland has lived through quarterback pain. From Couch to Manziel to Mayfield, fans have seen hype implode like clockwork. But Shedeur? This doesn't feel like the others. This feels different. He's not leaning on drama. He's not selling snake oil. He's not punching above his weight. He's just playing ball and making it look effortless. He's turning practices into mixtapes. He's turning analysts into believers. He's turning Cleveland into something it hasn't been in a long, long time. Excited. So here's the call out, Stefanski. You've got one job. Put the ego down. Forget the depth chart for 5 seconds. Look at the field. Look at your team. Look at the man who's winning hearts, snaps, and headlines without even breaking a sweat. And do the right thing. Start Shedeur Sanders. Because if you don't, Cleveland will never forgive you. And you'll spend the rest of the season chasing a spark you already had. But let it go too long, and that spark turns into a wildfire somewhere else. Don't let this city lose again. Not this time. Not with this quarterback.